Give me like a second, and the fan's off. You're welcome. Fan's off, so my suffering begins. Okay. Speed run. Ship up. Water. Chapter 2. Into the Lair. My voice breaks. Ignore it. As you regain consciousness, you stir, and immediately, a searing pain in the back of your head rips through you. Gingerly, you feel for the lump on your head, and you open your eyes, only to come face to face with a bright silver gaze. Wakey wakey. Your eyes catch on its fangs, and it all comes back to you. Tailsman burning against your wrist, the vampire's sudden appearance in your doorway, the fear as he descends on you. You lash out on instinct, but he catches your fist in midair and squeezes it with superhuman strength. Ow. No need to be so jumpy, human. I won't hurt you. Yet. Help. Glide. Keep him quiet. Swallowing hard, you turn in the direction of the voice and gasp as you realize you and Clyde are far from alone. Silver-eyed vampires sit stoically on both sides of the subterranean room, divided by a stone aisle leading the way to a stage-like floor. And at the center of it all, you see not one, but two familiar faces. New students. I knew there's a reason I disliked them. Let's be honest, Star. You never needed a reason. Cass? Principal Yao? What is... where... As your head spins, your principal, a vampire, looks over at you with a disgusted glare, and the sensory talisman on your wrist starts vibrating, hot against your skin. Ouch. Reflectively, you grab your wrist, and Clyde chuckles at your pain. Slash your biggest worry. You clearly have no idea what you got yourself into, human. Then enlighten me. What's going on? Why am I here? Clyde casually folds himself into the chair next to you, blocking your only path of escape, and as he speaks, his fangs catch the dim light. Cass has been accused of illegal hunting. As we speak, every vampire in the town is on the way here to the Nexus to watch his trial. And I'm, a witness in this case? I'm more like a liability to the Coven. That's why I had to bring you in. If the story gets away, you won't be leaving. What could she possibly have against me? We met for half a second. She's my principal, for crying out loud. And your principal said the Vendani family, the most ferocious vampire coven in Crimson Beach. The most ferocious? How many other kinds of covens are in this town? Clyde nods his head to the vampires across the aisle, his face twisted in disgust. Just one. Clement family. They're nothing but filthy human worshippers, and the leader Lewin is the worst offender. It's like way too close to my face. Hold on. It's a mic. It's like touching my face. Like, no way. I mean, it's nice and fuzzy, that's fine, but like, I know you can hear that. Touching, like, rubbing against me. Anyways, behind you, the wooden doors bang open, and a well-dressed figure strides down the aisle toward the stage. He glances at you as he passes, and you sigh in relief as your sensory talisman cools. Clyde rolls his eyes. Speak of the angel. Welcome everyone. Let's get started. Someone's in a rush. Who's Matt Lewin? Not date. For your sake, I suggest you watch your mouth. Illegal hunting is a serious offense. For one, I agree with Star. Banishment is still on the table, and the life of a solitary vampire. It's an awful fate, really. You watch as Cass's smug smile melts away, and a silent alarm takes its place. Still, he looks at them both with resigned resistance. Do your worst. Across the aisle, a clement vampire scoffs. He clearly has no respect. Let us throw out the punishment so we can move on to the human. You'd like that, wouldn't you, human lover? But would you say the same if he belonged to your coven? Our coven members have self-control, you bloodthirsty brute. Silence. Elders, this trial is a much important part for our governance as the law, and it will proceed as ordered. The crowd quiets, and as Lewin and Astor turn to focus the cast, Clyde leans towards you and speaks quietly. When vampire breaks one of our laws, Astor and Lewin both take turns questioning them, but the final decision is up to the elders of both covens. The rulings can only be rejected by unanimous vote for the coven heads. So I just need to get Astor and Lewin to both agree not to kill me, and then I'm home free. Good luck with that. The only thing Astor and Lewin ever see eye to eye on is how to handle humans who know too much. It's more likely they'll vote to pop you like a Capri Sun and let's all take a sip. In fact, I'm banking on it. Why do you think I'm telling you all this? The more you know, the more likely you'll be my dinner. Let out a shaky breath, and Cass's smile widens, revealing more of his fangs. No wonder he's been so helpful. He wants them to kill me. But if he's this willing to spill the beans, maybe he'll say something I can use to convince them to let me live. Keep Clyde talking to learn how to handle Astor and Lewin and improve your chance of raising your impression score. Impressing the vampires will boost your standing with the covens, sway key members to come to your aid, and prove that their secret is in good hands. Yeah. What's to harm you a little more? Blood curling fear aside, this is kinda cool. And they're gonna kill me anyway. Might as well know everything, right? Your funeral. As Lewin and Astor go back and forth, you tune into the words, waiting for your opportunity to veto information from your guard. Guys, you know it's against the rules of this coven to hunt inside town boundaries, especially to kill citizens of Crimson Beach. Thing is, the victim wasn't a townsperson, just some tourist passing through. Be that as it may, she was indeed within Crimson Beach boundaries, was she not? Oops. Coven records show that you hunted very recently. You should have needed to drink blood tonight, so why did you? It doesn't matter. While Cass is young, he should have better control. The violence he inflicted on that human was completely uncalled for. As Lewin's voice echoes through the chamber, you lean over toward Clyde and speak softly. Lewin seems like a stickler for following rules. Is he always like this? He almost got eaten while waiting trial once, and Lewin went on about that miscarriage of justice for years. He's all about order, thinks vampires should behave respectfully to the humans they live amongst. One big, happy community. Lewin seems to have a unique way of thinking. How dangerous he to humans. Lewin has plenty of human co-workers. He doesn't seem to have any problems with humans in general. I don't know if it's a relief that he seems okay with humans, or terrifying that he works with them. But Clyde just keeps talking, obviously amused by your reaction to the news. Personally, I think he's fascinated by human logic. Making a solid argument is always a surefire way to impress him. But the only thing Harlow's making is a mess. You look up in time to see Cass shrink Lewis's gaze stubbornly. Look, what happened. Never heard the word angry. Astor grips Cass's arm and squeezes, and he watches he fights back a wince. You broke a court law. You're lucky you're still alive to tell your side of the story. And if you wish to remain a part of this coven, you're gonna need to give us something other than attitude. Okay. Talon did start outside of Crimson Beach, but the human got away. She would have gone screaming to town and blown our entire cover if I didn't stop her. I didn't have a choice. Suddenly, he looks over at you. That human can tell you. He was there. He saw it happen. Immediately, the entire room turns to face you, and you shrink away from hundreds of glowing silver eyes. Louis shoots you a smile. You don't have to be afraid. Just tell us. Is what Cass saying the truth? Cass is a liar. The victim was in the middle of the woods and it was dark. How do you know she'd find a way to town? Cass scoffs and narrows his eyes at you, and you vividly remember what he looked like, and just from your face, fangs bared to rip out your throat. She was obviously running straight for the party. Was meant to let her get there. Estella snarls at your interruption, and your sensory tailspin heats up against your wrist. When she turns back to Lewin, her voice becomes agitated. It's clear that Cass was just protecting the coverings. I see we end this ridiculous trial immediately. Everyone's eyes back on Astora, take advantage of the moment, and lean over toward Clyde. Yikes. It doesn't seem like Astora likes Lewin very much. The only thing keeping the peace between those two are the rules they wrote when they first settled down here. Without that, heads would be rolling. Astora's bringing a lot of aggression. She hates humans, I can tell. Hate's a bit strong. Astora just sees humans as food. He flashes you a grin, making sure that you see his fangs. Could you know, you are. But she can't stand groveling with her. British bear's always to stand up for yourself and show you aren't afraid. He nods his head back to the center of the room, and you see Astora glaring at Lewin, but he seems unfazed. And after a few hundred years, Lewin's a master at it. Ignoring Astora's glower, Lewin takes a step closer to Cass. His voice melodic, but his gaze unemotional, mask-like. I cannot deny that disposing of that one human may have saved us from a great deal of trouble, but I can't help but wonder. Are you, or are you not, also behind the recent murders that have been happening outside the town? Cass opens his mouth to reply, but Lewin holds up a hand. Because they're drawing the attention of the human authorities, and I don't need to tell you how dangerous that is. His piercing silver stare shifts momentarily from Cass's eyes to yours, and a chill runs down your spine as you're hit with realization. Oh my god, he's talking about Mom. Her medical examiner job. Those murders have nothing to do with me. And I caution you to think twice before accusing one of my covering, not speaking to me first, Lewin. Lewin and Astora stare one another down for a long, tense moment before he sighs in resignation and turns to face the crowd. Fine, let this be a warning. Whoever is behind those murders will face dire consequences. His voice rings out through the nexus, and the dread hangs in the air for a moment before he turns to face the row of vampires. Tribunal, what have you decided? One Clement and one Vanity Elder both stand, and the room is so quiet you hear the drip of falling water somewhere in the distance. Cassius Hollow, we find you guilty of breaking the core law. You are sentenced to punishment by way of silver brand. Wait, but a crime must have its punishment. How is he an elder? He looks like a high schooler. Twink. Cass's eyes meet yours, and you watch wordlessly as he strides past you and out into the hallway. The door slams. It's not enough to muffle the agonized screams. Fuck you. It's not enough to muffle the agonized sounds of the screams that follow. Scream. Oh my god. What are they doing to him? Reeling from the sounds of Cass's screams, you never notice Clyde is standing over you, so he grabs your arm and drags you out of your chair. You're up, human. He carries you so quickly, your scream catches in your throat, and you're in the center of the floor before you can have time to think. This should be fun. This is no time for amusement. He's afraid. Must we really waste a trial on this? Your sensory token burns on your wrist, and before you know what's happening, a store's behind you, yanking your head back and burying your throat. We all know what must be done. No. Feel your fangs against your jugular, and your heart pounds in your ears as you prepare to scream. The irrational part of your mind remembers what Clyde told you. Don't grovel. A store will expect me to stand my ground. Wait, you can't punish me for trying to stay alive. You swallow, tightening your shaking hands into fists at your side. You force your voice to remain even, despite the feeling of the sword's hot breath against your neck. If you think I was gonna lie down and let Cass kill me, you're sadly mistaken. You sense her unnatural stillness behind you. I can only hope she's taking your words seriously. You're certain she can feel your pulse hammering against her fangs. Suddenly, she lets you go, shoving you forward. You stumble, catch your balance, turning toward her in shock. What? She slapped her mouth shut as she nails her eyes while she's examining you. You're not sure if you imagine it, but it feels like your sensory talisman cools a few degrees. Did you just raise your voice at me? I'll admit, I'm impressed. Most humans wouldn't dare. We are already here, Stora. Letting him plead his case will only be reasonable and show we did our due diligence. That's right. Class of Loon was all about reason and logic. To make good points and keep a level head, I should be able to win him over. Me trying to remember the voices that I have for certain characters while reading 3 different books at once is kind of hard, so forgive me. I was like, not good at voices. Stora rolls her eyes but waves you on, and you clear your throat as you think of your argument. I want to die. Besides, I'm not foolish enough to repeat anything I learned here. You value your own safety, and I value mine. Louis nods, the ghost of a smile on his lips. I could tell you had a level head on your shoulders. Unless there's anything else, I'll just move this along. Tribunal. Once again, try to stand, and you fight to steady your breathing. Haruki-ho, if I knew not guilty of crimes against the Coven, you show an excellent tendency, and killing you would be the true crime. I hate to agree with you, but I must. The human has resolve. As the Coven elders murmured their approval, some more grudging than others, as Stora glares at you. This is insanity. What you have overlooked of Sora is that killing Haruki is not only unjust, it will bring more attention our way. This mother already shows an uncanny interest in the murders happening within these woods. Adding her son's death to the list will only fuel the fire. Luan and Stora stare each other down, neither willing to bend. Then, you know I'm right. Fine. Consider the tribunal overruled. You walk free tonight, Haruki. Really? Thank you. Turn to smile at Lewin, only to see his charming gaze replaced by a searing glare. Cautiously, and take a step backward, but he and Star move closer to close the gap. I wouldn't thank me yet, because know this, we will be watching you closely. Not only that, but we will be observing your mother as well. If you don't keep the existence of our comings a secret, you and your mother will pay with your lives. You open your mouth, but before you can speak, Lewin's right in front of you. Do not disappoint me, Haruki. Then something strikes the back of your head, and your will turns dark once more. At the sound of a bell, you blink awake, wincing at the brightness around you. It takes a moment, but soon you realize hours have passed, and you're in the woods behind the school. Well, look, it's finally awake. I thought you were going to be out here the whole day. You leap to your feet, put a bit of distance between you two. Cass tilts his head with a grin. one hand lightly touching the other wrist. You tried to kill me. You want me dead. Maybe if I had done a better job, you wouldn't have tried to get me killed by my coven. In seconds, Cass is standing in front of you, and immediately your eyes are drawn to his fangs as he grins. But it's always next time. He rubs his wrist again, and that's when you realize the sensory talisman in your wrist is cool and calm. You're toying with me. Bingo. You're not on me. Bingo. You're not a new guy. A human that gets to walk free. The least you can do is light him up and let me have my fun. A surprised, jittery laugh escapes you as you shake your head in disbelief. You wanna have fun? At my expense? What's in it for me? Feeling emboldened, you take a step toward Cass, gaze flicking down to his lips, remembering the fangs standing beneath them, before returning to meet his eyes. Cass leans in to whisper in your ear. Oh, I'm sure I'll think something. I can be very entertaining. He steps back as you shiver, both infuriated and drilled that he's won another round. Yeah, well, what happened to you last night anyway? You got pulled away and I never saw you again. The teasing glint in Cass's eyes vanishes, replaced by something that chills your blood. Nothing. Forget about it. I wish I could, but schemes like that aren't easily forgotten. Neither is the fact that he literally chased down a helpless girl in the woods and killed her. There's more to it than meets the eye. You know the full story, so let me say it again. Forget about it. He reaches for his wrist again, subconsciously rubbing at the skin there, and you yank up his sleeve. Hey, don't! Before stifling a gasp at the sight of a horribly inflaming scar. Cass hisses in pain, and higher up, you notice another, older scar, half hidden by his sleeve. They did this to you? That's barbaric. How can vampires do this to each other? Cass snatches his arm away with a scoff, and you feel an unexpected sting at the sound. If you don't feel bad, it should at least be about the real punishment the story gave me. An official order as head of my coven to stop skipping school. The sound of the school bell echoes through the trees again, and Cass heaves a huge sigh. Here comes the real torture. You stifle a smile as your eyes flick in the direction of Crimson Beach High, and you shrug your shoulders. For what it's worth, I'm sure it won't be too bad. But by the time you look back at Cass, you realize he's nowhere to be seen. Make way to class, but you don't deserve a reward, the teacher says, lost in memory of Lewin and Estora's warning. There has to be some way out of this, some way to keep me and Mom safe, but they come after us. Ah! You clutch your chest, willing your heart to slow down as your classmates file out of the room, giving you strange looks as they pass. It's just a passing bell. Keep it together, Rugi. Outside your classroom, you find Gabriella waiting for you in the hall. Hey. She opens her arms out wide, and you step gratefully into the hug, the feeling a bit more comforting than you expected, and against you, she lets out a relieved sigh as well. I can't tell you how good it is to see you in one piece. Are you alright? Before you can say a word, you glance over Gabriella's shoulder and lock eyes with one of the the elders. She glides past you both, books in hand, before turning the corner without saying a word. Still, the message is received loud and clear. I can't talk about it. Whatever it is, you don't have to go through it alone. As student council president, it's my job to be an open ear for my constituents. You can tell me anything. I promise I won't tell a soul. She draws an X over her heart, and you hesitate, looking around to make sure nobody's listening, before leaning in to whisper. Last night, after you left me at my house, someone came for me. They knocked me out and brought me to the nest, or the nook, Or the Nexus? Gabriella passes a finger through her lips and gestures for you to follow her down the hallway. Together, the two of you slip into the library. Being taken to the Nexus is serious stuff. What do they want from you? I was on trial for what I've seen. They let me live for now. But if I don't keep what I know a secret, they're gonna kill me and my mom. You squeeze your eyes shut, tight against the tears. After a few deep breaths, you open them to find Gabriella studying your face. I can't believe they're putting you through this. I promise you, nothing bad is gonna happen to you on my watch. How can you say that? I just can't. Those creatures destroy so many lives, all to protect their secret. You're taking Gabriella's angry scowl, the fist balled up at her side, and then an unsettling thought hits you. Wait a minute. You saw what Cat did too, but you weren't at the Nexus. That must mean... Shh. Her eyes flash around the library to various other students, and you remember where you are and know your voice. Do you already know you under the same ultimatum as me? Fuck you. Do they already have you under the same ultimatum as me? You watch Gabriella's face fall, and she nods before heading into a more secluded part of the library. Silently, you follow. I wasn't as lucky as you. You're also alive. I lost my family. Oh, Gabriella. You pull into a tight hug, and she melts into you. She's shaking at first, and you can almost feel the pain and hatred radiating off of her. But you don't let go. And little by little, tension leaves her body. She rests her chin on your shoulder and lets out a ragged breath. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to unload on you. Don't be sorry. Just let me help. You hold her a little tighter and feel her do the same in turn. As you tuck your forehead against her neck, warmth and protectiveness flood through you. You can tell me things. Whatever you want. We're in this together now, so you can count on me. You have no idea how big of a relief that is. I feel terrible. I didn't mean to dredge up such painful memories. I don't blame you for wanting answers, and I think I might know someone who has them. She studies a nearby shelf for a moment, speaking under her breath. This library is old, much older than the school that was built around it, and the town is small. It's the only library. Which means it's plenty of the town's secrets. It has plenty of the town's written secrets if you know where to look. She plucks a published journal from the shelves and hands it to you. You run your fingers lightly over the embossed title. The Journal of William Pierce? He's one of the town's founders. I haven't checked it out yet, but if anyone knows a thing or two about the Crimson Beach vampires, it's this guy. Read William Pierce's journal, Gabriella, the latest origins of the town's dark legends and lasting traditions. I'm breaking my neck as I'm laying down. But sitting up hurts my stomach even more. Let's see what kind of stories William's got for us. You and Gabriella find an open table tucked into the back corner of the library, far away from any potential eavesdroppers, and huddle close around the open door. Fuck you. And huddle close on the open journal. July 17, 1623. I'm no longer certain that settling here on Crimson Beach was the correct decision. As you read, the events described so vivid, the emotions so raw, you can imagine it all clearly in your mind's eye. When we happened upon this land, with its proximity to the port and trees that appear nearly at the peak of health, I was doubtless that this was the ideal place for a new settlement. However, recent events have given me pause. They're dead. Wakefield, Hutchins, and the others, brutally slain, their throats nearly torn open. Each body was found in the woods surrounding the settlement. And there I stood in the center of a small clearing in the woods, two men alongside me. Their faces were somber as they looked down at my body on the ground. Bradley here found Blackwood not 20 minutes past. Just as I feared. How far is he from the last? Not very. 200, perhaps 300 yards. All the bodies have been found in this part of the woods. Whatever Scrooge is causing this, it is nearing the village. I squatted down and turned Blackwood's head, revealing the telltale wound on his neck, and the younger men looked around the woods uneasily. All the townsfolk are frightened. No one leave their homes after dark. And I do not blame them. Come on, let us collect the body. It'll be dark soon, and I do not believe we should linger here much longer. James Blackwood's widow was hysterical when she learned the news. Listen to me. I saw it with my own eyes. They took him. My dear, Mrs. Blackwood, please, do try and calm yourself. Who did you see take James? It was demons. Demons in the woods. They came under cover of darkness and the woman's lip trembled before she collapsed to the ground in a heap of sobs, while I cared a world about the whispering onlookers. Did she say demons? She's gone mad. They took him. They'll take us all one. They'll take us all, one by one. You'll see. As she screamed on, two men broke through the crowd and grabbed Widow Blackwood by her arms, restraining her. I'm telling you the truth. Oh, James. A nod from me was all it took to get them to move out of the view of the rest of the town. Her cries faded with distance, but the buzz of the crowd only grew. Not a fortnight after he passed did she go missing as well. We had not recovered the body, but I fear the worst. I do not wish to believe such tales. My soul tells me there is something more at play here. I am the only founder who yet remains. I must find a source of all this death, or I fear I too will share the same fate. You sit back, a shiver sitting at the base of your spine, as William Pierce's words linger in your mind. Sounds like the vampires didn't want humans here. Can't believe there are any humans left in Crimson Beach at all. It sounds like the vampires did all they could to limit the town. It's remarkable that they failed. You shudder at the dot for turning your attention back to the journal. September 8th, 1623. I have recently taken notice of strange townspeople tending to the trees. The presence of these villagers has even had me questioning if the trees that first drew my attention were also the work of something sinister. They speak of magical nonsense that puts me ill at ease. One day, I studied the leaves and found them as vibrantly red in winter as in the peak of summer, spring, and fall. 'Tis remarkable, truly. You may thank us for that. As I whirled around, I found two people where previously it had been none. They stood eerily still, watching me. One hand each held a candle, and the other a tied burlap sack. I beg your pardon. We paid tribute to the trees, honored them, and they turned and flourish. Pay tribute? This earth is blessed. Can you not feel the magic in the air around you? And as she spoke, she looked at me with a grin that could raise Satan himself. I suppose you would not. The other smiled a smile, devoid of warmth, and handed me the sack he was holding. Take this and share it among the others. We should all do our part in honoring the land that is our home, and it will honor us. I looked inside the sack and found it full of herbs, flowers, small vials of cider. But I looked up again. The unusual townspeople were gone. The trees have remained healthy, however, so perhaps there is something to these rituals after all. He set the journal down and looked over to find Gabriella wide-eyed. That's gotta be the origin of the autumn festival. And guessing from your reaction, it's a pretty big deal. The Autumn Festival is a time-honored Crimson Beach tradition. Legend says it's meant to ensure the trees keep their leaves until next year. It's like in a journal. Any chance I could help with this year's? I feel like there's something there. Are you kidding? We can always use my hands. He studied William's handwriting on the page, taking the loops and strokes. Those strange people we met. Sounds like the vampires were already living among the townsfolk back then, going mostly undetected. I don't know if any of the vampires are still here today. Lewis said that Cass is young, so he couldn't possibly have been around. But could it be that Lewin was in Crimson Beach back then? Or Astona? Wouldn't be surprised. I get the impression that those two been around for a really long time. Thought lingers on your mind a moment longer before you resume reading. The minutes fly by as you find yourself captivated by the book. Look at this. The journal mentions a home that burned down in the middle of the night. The bodies of the family inside were too badly charged to get any information from them. Your excitement, if leaned forward until you and Gabriella are nearly cheek to cheek. Slide the book where you can see. None of the other homes on the road were affected, and the neighbor recalled the youngest daughter crying about the demons the day before. Right. Don't you see? This couldn't have been an accident. That family must have known something. You feel the weight of eyes on you. Glance up from the pages to find Gabriella watching you intently. You smile self-consciously. What? Nothing. I'm surprised. Seems like the more you learn about this supernatural stuff, the less afraid you are. It's true. Maybe I should be the one to protect you. You flex your biceps and wink. Now that I got the knowledge to go with all the muscles and all. Hey now, need to remind you that I was one who had cast me that branch. You smile and fed yourself. How could I forget? My hero. Gabriel laughs and nudges you. How about we split the protecting deal? One more time. How about we split the protecting deal? Equal partnerships are the best kind of relationship anyway. I guess free period's over. Come on, I'll walk you through your next class. Place the journal back on the shelf and head out to the library with Gabriella, feeling much more confident about your situation and everything you learned. After school, you head to the hospital across town to check on your mom. The vampire said they would let us live, but I need to make sure Mom was okay with my own two eyes. I have to know about... Fuck you. I have to find out how much she knows about these murders. If she's digging up much doing things. I can't let her get close to the truth. You knock before stepping up into her office, reassured by the sight of her working away at her desk. Mom. Hey, hon. I missed you this morning. You were gone so early, I didn't even see you at breakfast. Yeah, well, just eager to get to school, I guess. There's this boy I met named Cassis. Kind of met up this morning. There's just something about him. Something, huh? Well, whatever it is got you up and moving. So I'm all for it. He leaned nonchalantly against her desk, angling himself toward the piles of notes. So I guess you heard about last night's murder? The poor girl was found right at the edge of town. It's all a little too close for comfort, if you ask me. She eyes you, and though she doesn't say it, you know exactly what her mom brain dots have gone. Mom, I'm fine. Look at me. All in one piece. There's no need to be concerned. Well, I am concerned. Especially since I heard from a nurse that there was a party in the woods last night. Rookie Ho, were you there? Mom stayed late at school with some friends. They aren't big partiers. Mom sighs with relief, but a worried expression doesn't completely leave her face. I can't pretend I'm not relieved to hear that. Still, I can't believe these kids were partying so close to where the victim was found. Everyone from that party could have gotten hurt, or worse. Promise me that you'll stay away from those woods. Fight back a pang of guilt as you nod your head. I promise. Mom stands up with a sigh and heads over to the coffee maker. There's something off about these murders. Like there's a missing piece that'll bring the whole thing together. She shakes her head and heads toward the back of her office. As she goes, your eyes drift back toward her nose, and you stealthily sneak a peek at one of her photographs. One of the photographs. Why is there so much carnage? I thought vampires only drink blood. Shouldn't there just be a prick out of the victim's neck? Try to keep your voice casual. Go back to your mom. Mom, is this murder like the others you've been investigating? Mom glances back in your direction, but only sees you idly scrolling through your phone. Just lets out another tired sigh. The injuries have all pointed towards some sort of wild animal attack. I don't want to think of the alternative. I think a human would do something so violent to a young girl. You shiver as your mind returns to the flash of silver eyes, sharp teeth, cast with blood running down his chin. I'm laying down, holding my phone up over my face, straining to read from bed, sitting up, flipping around. Okay, no I can't. Stomach hurts. Never mind. I need to figure out Mom's best anything out of the ordinary. But how do I find out without pushing too far? So, it couldn't be a townsperson, could it? Hold your breath, waiting for a response. After a long moment, your mom speaks. It is strange that the murders have been getting progressively closer to town. But no one's been investigated yet. That's good. Everyone in Crimson Beach seems nice. I can't imagine one of our new neighbors doing something like that. Ouch. She turns back to add cream and sugar to the coffees, and you quietly resume your snooping. Did the last medical examiner leave behind any theories? Nothing more than wild animal attacks, and I can't call them to elaborate or compare notes since they're, no longer living. You mean they died? Tragically, yes. Succumbed to poor health partway through the previous investigation. The pause let the information sink in. I want to notice something scribbled in the margin of her notes. Examination notes. Due to different shapes of the license and the variety of pressure used in bites, there is significant evidence to deduce that the attack was carried out by two animals. No way. Is there a second vampire in the woods last night? One that I didn't even see? You hear your mom's footsteps approaching and quickly avert your gaze. Seconds later, Mom hands you a cup of coffee and settles back into her chair. I don't want to say too much too soon, but I do have some theories that I'm itching to run past my supervisor. Lift your coffee to your lips, but before you're able to take a sip, there's a sharp knock at the door. As if in slow motion, it opens to reveal. It's almost like you can hear me talking about you. Rookie, I'd like you to meet my supervisor, Dr. Lewin Junius. Dr. Junius, my son, Rookie. Hi, Doctor. How nice to meet you, Rookie. I'm very much looking forward to working with your mother. Oh, okay.